Hello everybody, Loki Magics, another day, another video, but today I was able to do this. So you saw me fuse her, I was able to get her, but there's something I just want to say real quick before we get into the video. Sorry, I went too far. So as you can see right here, I got her to level 60, fully extended. This is her stats. Her accuracy is pretty high, her HP is okay, some nice defense. I got her masteries looking like this, and I have no books on her. So she is not 100% yet, and I wasn't able to spend as much time as I wanted with her. It's just, you know, this fusion is only like a week and 6 days left, so I wanted to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible. I did my best, so take everything with a little bit of grain of salt, okay? But I do think she's a great champion, and you'll see why at the end of this video. So with that being said, disclaimer done, let's get into it. Alright, so as you saw, I was able to fuse her. I am actually glad because she is not a bad champion. I mean, yes, it takes a lot of work to get, get her actually fused, but I think it's worth it, and I'll tell you why, and I'll show you why, and you can formulate your own opinion at the end of the video. But we need to address just one thing though. Like, overall she looks cool. Kind of reminds me of Tomb Raider, I don't know why, but this is whipping, man. I do not like this whipping right here, but whatever. Overall, she is not a bad legendary. Her shield does look pretty cool. It's like a barrel with like the liquids, you know, the beer suds and the foams going to the top of the glass. Pretty cool effects. Overall, not bad. A lot of detail, a lot of tattoos. She got a squirrel on her mug there. Some sausages hanging out, a pretzel on the back. Like a lot of food, a lot of festivities going on. But we're here about her functionality. So let's look at her reviews real quick. Now, I would agree with these reviews. Arena offense and defense is probably her strong point, and surprisingly, you could use her in Spider's Den too, and in a lot of dungeons. And I wish they had actually here a little bit like Faction Wars rating too, because I think she'll be a good champion for Faction Wars, because she is the only champion in faction for the Dwarfs faction that is able to actually revive her allies. So that already is going to make her really good for Faction Wars. Her A1 though, attacks one enemy, damage increases by 50%, targets under HP burn. Now, I wasn't able to really fully test this out, but I don't think this is going to be doing a lot of damage. But she's not really a damage champion anyway. She's more of a support. She has a revive. And this right here is what makes her good in Arena and in Spiders 20, which I'll show you all this. But pretty much she provokes all enemies for 1 turn, 50% for 2 turns, and reflect damage. So Arena, awesome. Spider's Den, awesome. Now her passive. Now, some people thought, and I only know this because I spoke to some people, they thought it was fills turn meters of all allies by 15% when this champion is hit. Now, it's a one-time thing. It is not a multiple times. So some people are saying in Spiders 20 she'll be good because every time she gets hit, your champion will get boosted 15% of their turn meter, which is not true. It is a one time per turn pull per cooldown. So it was a little disappointing for some, yes, but overall though, she is still a good champion. So enough said, let's go see her in action. Alright, before we show off the new legendary, I just wanted to show you how I usually do Arena. I have Shiramani, place a freeze, they get locked out at 1 turn, my guys DPS them down, right? Also had another champion does the same thing, except instead of freeze, she uses stun bombs. Stuns, locked out 1 turn, HP burn, and they get DPS down, right? So the new legendary, Mrs. Tankard, could pretty much do the same thing. And this is how she does it. Alright, so let's check her out. So like the previous champions, instead of freezing and stunning the opponents, what she does is provoke. And then once you're provoked, you can only use your A1. And for most champions, their A1 isn't really their strong card. So they're stuck using A1 and they're eating up their turns while your guys are able to DPS them down. They're still stuck. As long as they're provoked, they can only use A1. She even does a decreased turn meter. and you know their whole team is dead. They can't do anything. He's stuck using A1, and by the time he could use anything else, it's over. So this is what makes her good in arena. Alright, so let's get into Mrs. Tankard's Spider 20 on auto application. Now the reason why I'm showing you this older clip is to give you a general idea that if you have two cohorts or two really good DPS champions, you have Ryzen and then you have Ignitus, and you're missing Russia the Tower, you could put Mrs. Tankard in there for Russia the Tower, because what she's going to do is provoke all the spiderlings, right? And if you gear her out to have a lot of HP, a lot of defense, she could absorb all that damage while the remaining champions do their thing. And this, in theory, should allow you to beat Spider 20. Now, like I said earlier in the video, I wanted to get this video out before the fusion time is up, because I think you only have like a week and 6 days left or something like that. So I wasn't able to successfully showcase that team composition doing it, but I'll show you a clip so you could kind of get like a general idea on how it should work. Even for this team here, for this to work, as you can see, people died, and it took a lot of fine tuning with their speed and accuracy and all that stuff. So it's not going to be as simple as just replace it, it'll work. You still need to do some fine tuning, but in theory it should work. So let's check it out. Okay, so here goes Mrs. Tankard in action. So please remember though, this team is not fine-tuned yet, so the sequence is a little bit whack. She's going to provoke before Ignitus does his HP burn, so just keep that in mind. As you see, she provoked and the spiderlings are already attacking. So, but this is for you to get an idea, right? So if Mrs. Tankard was geared out properly, has more HP, more defense, she'll be able to take all the spiderlings damage. And obviously when Ignitus does his HP burn, every time the spiderlings attack, the big spider takes damage, right? As you can see right there. So in theory, yes, she dies right here, but this is just to give you an example. So in theory, if you have two cohorts, Rawhide, Ignitus, or another HP burn type champion that could put it on all enemies, and you're missing Russia Tower or whatever, instead of using him, now you have another champion that could take his place and help you take down Spider 20. So this is the purpose of this clip, just to give you that idea. It's not going to be easy, like I said. Fine tune this team, put the right gear on Mrs. Tankard, and you should be able to do it. So this is why I think for Spider 20, she has a use case. And this doesn't have to be the only way to use her. I'm sure you could come up with different ways, but this is just to give you an idea. Alright, so we got a little bit of Dragons 20 on the background while I explain dungeons and clan boss. Now for clan boss, I'm just going to straight up say I really don't see her being useful. There's way too many champions that could do so much more things, more utility, more DPS, all that stuff than Mrs. Tankard. So I'm sorry for clan boss, I just don't see her being good. I could be wrong now. I didn't have, like I said earlier, I just wanted to get this video out because I do think she's a champion worth getting. So I wanted to get this video out, but for clan boss, just right off top of my head, I just don't think her being that useful. Now when it comes to dungeons, as you can see, she'll get through Dragons 20 just fine, because Dragons 20 is not that hard, right? Ice Golem 20, I could see her getting through that too. But when it comes to Fire Knight and Spiders 20, I think, now you saw for for Spiders 20, she could do it. You just need the right champions, and she'll definitely be a key champion in that team composition. So for Spiders 20, yes. But when it comes to Fire Knight 20, I just don't think she's worth it. She doesn't have, she only attacks one time. Yeah, she does a little bit of turn boost, but it's not really significant enough to really help you beat Fire Knight 20. So dungeons, I think she's meh outside of Spider 20, but she's definitely worth getting because Arena, Faction Wars, Spider 20, she's there. She's gonna, she's definitely useful in those parts of the game. So yeah, that's it for dungeons and clan boss. Alright, so let's do the final review as my little dwarven army here goes through this stage in the background. And also, just real quick disclaimer, the only one that's actually geared is Mrs. Tankard, so all these other doors, don't mind them, they're just in the background. But anyways, final verdict, I say if you have the opportunity to get her, you should get her because A, she is good in arena, and if you don't have someone like her in your arena build, you could definitely use her. Second, she's going to be good in faction wars because she is the only Dwarven champion that could revive right now, right? And she has some utility, so you will definitely want her in faction wars if you're going to take that serious. And thirdly, if you're struggling on Spider 20, I guarantee, now I kind of went over how you could use her, but if you have everyone else, like the 2 cold hearts, the DPSers, the guy who could do the 1 turn decreased defense and weaken and an HP burn chant, and you're missing someone like Rusher the Tower, then Mrs. Tankard right here will be the one to push you over the edge to finally beat Spider 20. So those are very good 3 solid reasons why. If you have the opportunity to get her and you're almost there, or you're kind of halfway still debating, you still have like a week and a half I think to get her, I would totally go for her. But that's just my opinion. So I don't know what your guys' opinion is, but if you want to tell me and talk about it, I'd love to do that in the comment section. But regardless, at the end of the day, you guys be safe, have fun. I'll see you on the next video, and boom, as you can see, Millie Tankard, Miss Gilmet, Mountain King, and Bulwark. I wish my luck was this good and the other factions, but hey, this is what I have. So, but anyways, guys, you guys take care, be safe, okay? I'll see you on the next video.
Perfect.